My talk was literally about ideas worth spreading. It was called Finding Your Breakthrough Idea. And it was about how people can begin to tap into the ideas that they have inside themselves. So, because I believe that everyone has their own perspective and viewpoint to share. And I want to make sure that more voices get heard. So one of the examples that I talked about was Daniel Goleman, the author of Emotional Intelligence, the best-selling book. And a lot of people might assume that in order to really have a breakthrough idea that they maybe have to be a researcher or they have to be some kind of genius that comes up with it. But it turns out for Daniel Goleman, he was a journalist who was just a really observant guy that paid attention. And reading a psychology journal one day, he came across, buried amidst a lot of other dross, the idea of emotional intelligence in a study that psychologists had done. And he said, this is powerful, this is different, this is worth telling people about. And so he wrote about it and popularized it, and it became a huge global phenomenon. But you don't have to be a genius to create some idea. Sometimes it just takes paying attention and finding things that you care about and saying, more people need to know this. How do you ensure that your message stands out is one of the crucial questions that we face today. We live in a world where 1.3 million books were published last year, and 100 hours of videos are uploaded to YouTube every single minute. So there's a huge amount of noise out there. I think that the way to really break through is to ensure, first of all, that you have a quality idea, something that is new, that's innovative, that really is not just a kind of me too, I need to be saying something for the sake of saying something, but is an idea that is burnished with your passion. And second, you need to actually actively build a following around it. It is never going to be enough to just put your idea out there and say, oh, well, if people like it, they'll spread it. That's not how it works. There's too much noise for that. You have to be strategic in terms of first starting out by building a following in a small sense, in a local sense. Your baseline, your kitchen cabinet, the people that you turn to and trust, getting their feedback and their buy-in, and then slowly beginning to build that audience, whether it's through blogging or speaking, sharing your idea with more and more people so that eventually it can take root. And the success of a movement ultimately is when the idea spreads even when you're not there, even when you're not in the room, when it matters enough to people that they've taken on for themselves and it becomes their idea too.